Okay, awesome stuff. All right. So you probably have heard my voice online. It's good to actually meet face to face. Okay, judging by the numbers, I'm sure I can put this on my desk or on this desk. Okay. All right. So let me switch off this light just to get a better view. This is actually a general sage. So today, it's so good to meet you face to face, as I'm saying, because I think one of the biggest concerns that we've been having is that students have been feeling this sage thing. I'm not understanding anything that's going on, why we're doing what we're doing. But I think after this session, it'll be a whole lot more better. Okay. I am recording this, so those that are not with us obviously then can see this recording. Okay. I think the first point that I would like to kickstart the session off on is to just show you I've put this stuff in your classroom resources. I don't know why they call it classroom resources. It used to be more resources. I like to more resources, to be honest. But oh well, it is what it is. It is what it is. So here you've got your manual. Okay. Nothing new there. We've seen that before. But then we also have this Sage Business Cloud frequently asked questions. Okay. Now I'd advise you to go through it in your spare time, just to run through it, just in case, if you have any of these obstacles or challenges. But tell me something, have you received an email from Sage?
I actually got it this morning because I only paid for my thing on Monday night. So this morning they did, but I haven't actually logged on or done anything yet. I said I'll do it when we start.
Okay, I see. All right, so cool. The email, is it the one which said please change your password and stuff like that?
Yeah, it tells you your temporary password, what you need.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, no, perfect. All right, so yeah, do sort that out when you have a chance. We won't do it together in class, but I will show you basically the page where that would typically transpire. So I need you to actually switch on that PC and log in. Okay. And then I will take you to where I need you to be. Yes. How are you? Good. Are you here for Sage Accounting? Okay, please have a seat. This is on the PC in front of you. Okay, so I was just telling her that I'd like us to start with going through the frequently asked questions. Okay, and this is in your. If you go to classroom resources, where we used to have more resources, you'll find the Sage Business Cloud frequently asked questions. Okay, so we're just touching on that, but I need you first to log into your PCs before we proceed. You are? Yeah? But don't make it hot, eh? Check on that side. You're gonna switch it off.
No, make it warm.
Make it warm. Make it warm is increasing the temperature.
Yeah, I'm gonna increase.
Hey, my friend, just switch it off because I walk around and then I'll feel hot. If I remember correctly, this one doesn't even. Yeah, I think this one you control it maybe at the IT. It's not switching off, huh?
When it starts getting hard for
you guys are trying to kill me.
no.
I see. You got it out of your length, right? Okay, right. So are we logged on? Our PC is doing the things.
Huh?
You don't know your login.
Use the XP click.
What have you been doing this whole time? You've just been sitting. Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, asking. It takes time now. Why is it asking? Like,
Okay, so whilst you're doing that, I'm going to proceed on this side. Okay. So the first thing that they ask us there is, what must the students where must the students complete their tests or exams? Okay. So this is the link. Now this will only work if you have your profile. So I know she's been sent an email by Sage. Have you guys been sent an email by Sage? You haven't received anything yourself, and you also haven't received anything from Sage. So, but you are registered. Everything's in order in terms of your registration.
what is it?
Sage is the accounting software package that we use to do our accounting. They're the ones who make the Sage Business Cloud. So I trust that your registration is in order for second semester.
What do you mean? We only get the
So I got it.
we only get the same thing by wise book.
The textbook.
Yeah, so on our wise book they make us pay and then we get the next day.
Okay. So this is usually computer there. So from my understanding, how it works or how it is worked has been, as long as you're registered, because obviously the same will be part of your registration for second semester. So I don't know if that plays a part into it or not, but I was just told as long as you're registered properly for second semester, then the admin or student support would then send an email to Sage notifying that obviously the student has, obviously done the things that need to be done for the second semester, and then Sage then emails you. That's what I was told. You want to say something? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, something I should let you know now. So if I ask you where to go, literally it's just out of curiosity. But if you guys don't come to class at the end of today, so it's not the end of the world for me. So even like if you were to walk out right now, I don't know. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, I won't even ask you where you're going, why you standing up. My only rule in my class is respect. Me and even more so for your colleagues. Why do I say this? Look, if you want to have a chat outside, by all means, you can get up and go wherever you want to speak. It's fine, right? But you can't have the chat inside the room because obviously you're disturbing the rest of the one. That's where my issue is. So one of the reasons why I also say respect, I think it just covers everything. I mean, I can't throw around stuff when there's a risk that I might need to, I might not obviously intend to, but anything could happen as I throw the thing to the next next person. You know what I'm saying? So I think we just cover everything in that regard. So even if you walk in late, I'm not going to ask you where were you. I might do it just out of the sake, having a good laugh with you. But at the end of the day, all that I'm trying to point out is I treat you like adults because I believe you're adults. I assume you are here because you wanted to learn. So nobody's going to chase you, nobody's going to stress you about whether you're studying or not. The onus is on you. Right. That's it. Thank you for sharing. But now you know you don't need to. Huh? No, it's fine, it's fine. And yeah, you can also just let them know when you have a chance. Okay. But yeah, that's my policy. So where were we? So we just touched on the whole same thing. Okay, so try to get that sort of before the next time I see you guys. Okay. How you would now log into this platform here. Okay, and when you log into this platform here, this is where you would then change your password. Okay. So then you'd put in the email address and the temporary password that they've given you. Then you log in and then you change. So I'm just going to log in so you guys can see.
So our personal password for update one. They use
Okay. Right. Then when that's done, when you've logged in, you just scroll down to view my transcript. You click on that. Okay. When you're now here, you obviously just click on that. Okay. When you're now here, you'll scroll down. Oh, you open curriculum. I should have actually opened curriculum on the previous page. Okay. Okay, this shows you how far along you've gotten in terms of doing the exercises and stuff like that, along with the slides. Okay, but that's for you guys to do, not for me. Okay. The first thing that you have there is the manual. Okay. I've already uploaded this to Classroom Resources under VC Learn. All right. And then here you got your slides, which for what we've been going through thus far. Then here you got your assessment. Now, you guys might not actually have this. I realized this today. I'm the one who has the assessment, but I guess, okay, you guys are probably going to see it closer to the due date. However, I'm going to go through it now just so you guys can see what is being asked, how you guys are being asked. Okay. Right. So let's continue to go through these frequently asked questions. Okay. Are you logging in? Are you logged in? Okay. Need you guys to switch that on. Get that going. So that's it. Right. My students can't remember their username to log into Sage University. What is their username? So if you are struggling with your username, for some reason you forget it, whatever, you just need to come here and then obviously they will then assist or guide as to how you can go about that. Then here, my students can't remember their password. Okay, so you just go to the previous, that page where I was, where I logged in, and then obviously there's a section down there which has forgot password. Okay, there you can see it in red. Okay, let's go on. Where will my students access their test or exam submissions in Sage University? Remember when, as soon as I logged in, I took you guys to view my transcript. So here you can't see it, but here you can see it says, click on my transcript button, okay? And then, let's see if it will, oh, there we go. All right. Right. So yeah, you click on view my transcript or view transcript, okay? Then you see, this is what I was showing you earlier, just a second ago, okay? Then obviously you have their test submission 2, test submission 1. When you click launch assessment, that's when that will then become available. Okay. All right, let's go on. My student was busy writing the test or exam when the internet dropped and was not finished. Now that they are logged on again, they cannot finish the test or exam. What must they do? So in such an event, you need to just email that email there in blue, and then obviously they'll then reset that up for you. So just follow the instructions, then they'll set that up for you. Okay. So my advice to you would be, by all means, try to only start these assessments or tests or exams when you have time to actually finish it. If load shedding happens, then obviously you can then email these guys, but you want to avoid that because obviously it's just an inconvenience. Okay, what will the test or exam look like? Very important. Okay, so your test will have multiple choice in it. Okay, majority of it will be multiple choice. Then you have true and false. Then you're just selecting true is a false. Then you have multiple choice again, single answer section. Okay, and then you have practical hotspot questions. So, what do they mean by practical hotspot questions? So, in Sage, you know that obviously you'll be clicking stuff and say, for instance, they might say, how do you get to your bank report? Okay, so they will then take a screenshot of Sage, right? And then in that screenshot, they'll say, where do you need to click to get to your reports? Okay, so you're still just selecting an answer. You're not necessarily having to navigate within an actual Sage profile. And then the Sage practical system calculation questions. So you need a calculator to do your calculation. Are you winning there? Cool. Right. So here it says Sage has loaded a mock test on all students, Sage University transcript, okay, so that they can see what the test or exam will look like and also practice. Okay, so do take advantage of that. I looked at one of my students' portal profiles earlier on today. I did see mock tests in there. Okay, my advice is use that closer towards the exam or test. Okay, just to get a feel for it. Okay, but you'll see today. I think today you guys will actually see Sage is really not that bad. The only thing is that now it's been so abstract for you guys. But now you'll actually see how to actually go about studying for it and preparing for it and understanding and being able to do the things that I've been doing on my side with you via the online platform. Okay, then here, they're saying there are practical system calculations. Do my students need a calculator? So I've already answered this. You guys do need a calculator. What is the time limit of the tests and exams? So for tests, 60 minutes to complete the test or a test, then 180 minutes, in other words, 3 hours to do your exam, okay? And then you get also time to actually read through the actual paper, test or exam. Okay. All right. Once a student has started the test or exam, can they log out and continue later? No, you can't log out and then just come back and continue later. Right? It will actually, the moment you log out, it will view that as an attempt. Okay? And I think you only have 2 attempts with your exam. At least when I wrote, it was 2 attempts. Right. And that is it. So those are your frequently asked questions. Okay. Again, for those of you who came in a bit, this is on your classroom resources, so you can refer to it anytime. Also, your training manual is on your class. Sorry, excuse me. Right now, before we go there to the manual, what I want us to do, I want to show you your assessment. just so you can see how they would ask questions or what they could potentially ask. You know the same way you log into the library computers. That's the same thing you need to do. Oh, okay, in terms of getting it. Okay. So what I want you to do, are we all logged in now? Okay, you need to change computers if it's not here. You logged in, or everyone is logged in. So what's the problem?
It's taking time.
It's taking time. Classroom. They've changed it. Yeah. I don't know why. So, okay, you all have your PCs on now. Okay, so yeah, no, let's do it now since they're taking time. So let me. So what you want to do? I need you to copy this URL. It's training.accounting.sage1.co.za. So training, and then dot or full stop. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing now. So training dot full stop.
Instead of going to also on the Google, right?
You can do it on Google Chrome or you can do it on Windows Edge. So training dot and then accounting dot and then sage one and then .co.za. Sage1.co.za. Okay. Then just hit enter. Okay. You should be seeing that. They're all there. Okay. Right. Now, the reason why I want you here is because even without having a profile, we can still access. I want you to click on that demo company. All right. Are we seeing the same thing now? I think the computers are starting to like you guys. They seem to be a little bit faster now. Okay. So in here, this is what your profile would typically look like. Okay? There might be some limitations, some things we can't do, but for the most part, we can do everything. Okay? For the most part. So I'm going to show you now how you guys can start beginning to practice and understand the things that we did. So even the things that we've already done, with the links that I gave you on the YouTube, right? And by the way, you guys have never had me. So this is the first time we're actually doing a working together. But if you go on YouTube and you actually search my name, you'll pick up on all of my accounting, or my modules that I lectured from last semester. Every single lesson is there. So if you guys actually wanted to, but you guys have already reached the exam. Huh? You? Yeah, there's only 4 lessons. But I did accounting 1A with my students last semester. But now there's only 4 lessons. But those you can only access if I give you the links. If you go onto the channel, you won't find them. Because they are private. The reason I've done that is because since I'm using Sage's slides, they might be copyright issues. I don't know. It's just for safety purposes that I make it public. Just for my students. Right. So anyway, so we're there. Keep that page. So don't get rid of it. Now, where were we? We were here. In terms of your assignment, I just want to show you that it's really not that bad. Let me zoom in. So I'm just going to brush over it. We're not going to go in deep. Okay, so here you can see, create the following company on Sage Accounting using the information provided. Okay, so they give you that information. all the details that you need to create the company? That's question 1. Question 2. Now they are asking you to create a supplier. Can you see they've given you all the supplier information needed to create the supplier? We've done this, okay? Huh? Yeah, no, we're recording right now. You mean recording this lecture? No, like the past few weeks. Yes, they're recorded. And I shared on the announcements the links to this recording. Right, and then also here now they're just asking for you to what's this? Create a customer. Okay. And I think after today you'll see how simple it is. Then here, we also did a lesson on items. And items, remember, this is where we add in our services and products. It's not just for products, it's also for services. Okay? That's why when you add in an item, you can say physical or otherwise, okay? Because it might not be, if it's not physical, then obviously it's a service, it's something that's intangible. Make sense? Okay. Then there's that information. So that's what they want you to do with question 3. So I see there it's all physical items. Then today we're going to learn this. Creating a bank account. Again, give you the information, you then need to create it. Then you'll see over here, question number 5, they want you to create the following asset purchased by Sam. So in other words, we have an asset, we want to then just register that asset in Sage. Okay, you'll see this today as well. Question 6, now look what they're asking us to do. Now they're asking us to process a quote for a customer. All right, when we did customers, I showed you also how to produce a quote, okay? And we will actually practically go through this together at a later point, okay? When I see you guys again face to face, okay? So remember, when we want to make a quote for a customer, we simply go customers, right? So if you even try it now in your demo companies, you go customers, then you go to transactions, then add transactions. Can you see there you've got quote? Okay, just go there now. Go to customer. Yeah. Then transactions. And then can you see you've got quote there? Customer quote. Okay? If you click on that, then you can begin to that process of actually creating a quote. Okay? Then we have processing a purchase order. Same thing. You go to suppliers, transactions, and then you can do a purchase order. Processing an invoice for a customer. You go to customer, transactions, invoice, okay? And then obviously when you're there, you're now inserting all this information. Makes sense? So it really isn't that bad, okay? But by the time you have to do this, because I think your assignment is due 15 October, you will definitely be flying through this stuff. Now, question 7, it says process the following bank statement transactions in the banking module. Okay. So this we won't do today. Maybe the next time I see you or sometime after that. Okay. But we'll now see how it all comes together. So we've gone through, we've had a reflection on how they ask questions in terms of your assignment at least. Okay, we have also gone through frequently asked questions. Okay, I've also taken you to where we go in terms of the portal, but now what I want to show you is this. Okay, so now going back to the slides. Okay, this you have seen, so it's not exactly brand new. Okay, but after today, I want to set you up in such a way that you can begin to start practicing and getting yourself comfortable with Sage, even if you don't have your profile. The only thing that is hindering you or can cause a bit of trouble in terms of if you don't have your profile, then you don't have the slides. But then, since you have the lesson links What you then can do is that you just play the video of our lecture, and then obviously pause it, and then start to do the thing step by step. Okay, right. So here, you click on this, it loads. I think you can just skip this. This is just navigation information. Okay, or you can read it when you actually get into your profile for the first time. Now here are the topics. All right, this is everything you need to know. But now the thing is that it's not structured in order. Okay, it's not structured in order. All right, and the way that it's broken up here is not exactly the same way that it's broken up in your manuals. So, this is where I want to go. So now I'm going to open up your manual. Okay. So whenever you want to actually do some revision or actually study a unit or something to that effect, my advice to you is go to your manual first. Okay, in your manual, go to the contents, table of contents. Then have a look and see, okay, cool. We've done customers, we've done items, we've done, what's this? Getting started with Sage accounting, we've done that. Now I want to go into bank, asset, and system accounts. Cool, no problem. All right, what are the topics that fall into that? Let me zoom in here. Okay, I hope that's clear enough for you guys. Okay, creating your bank accounts, maintaining your bank account, your bank or credit card accounts, creating your assets, creating your accounts, account reporting groups, sales and purchase accounts. Okay, that's the breakdown of what that unit is all about, or that lesson is all about. Okay, cool. Now you go back and you go look for those related topics. And here we see bank accounts, we see assets, and we see accounts. Okay, and then that's how you can then begin to progress with your module. Sorry. So let's click on bank accounts. There's something I'm forgetting. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. No, it's fine. So now we're now in the slides, right? So we're going to click on the first subtopic, and that's categories. Now, banking categories. Now this is I'm now also trying to show you how you use your manual concurrently with your slides. You could literally just read your manual and practice what your manual is saying whilst doing your demo company, you'll be fine. You could do it that way. But I know students, you know, these big manuals that have so many pages kind of intimidates and scares me. Although the manual, surprisingly, is not that hard to read. It really is not. It really is not. Actually, it's those pictures that take up so much space. You see. So now, when you're looking at your slides, here they're guiding you as to how you can create a banking category. So here you can see in bold, it says banking. Then after you go to banking, so I want you guys to be doing this as we speak, right? What now is happening? Okay. So guys, I want you to actually be doing this on your demo company. So go to banking, right? You're hovering on banking. Then you go to lists, okay? Then whilst you're at lists, right, you then want to go to bank and credit card categories. Okay, click on that. Okay. You're gonna just make full screen there. Then, can you now see? Then I want you to click on Add Category. Can you see? That's where you are. That top screen is where you are right now. This top section right here. Okay, so you've clicked on Add Category. Now you're here, right? Okay, and it says description. Okay, now let's go to our manual. Going too far. Okay, so in your manuals, at the end of every like subtopic, they have activities. So with this first activity, it says the objective of this activity is to create bank categories. So now what I want you to do is in that description, I want you to write check account, and then I want you to just put 00. Because if you just put check account, nah, it doesn't have to. That would be best. Okay. So you have two options there. You can either say save, and then you're going to have to do the whole process again in order to create petty cash account, or you can just say save and new, so that you can immediately do add another account. Okay. So petty cash as well, just put a 00 at the end of it, or 06, whatever. Okay. Have you managed? Yeah, then you can save for that. What does it say? Put a 00. Okay, don't put any space. That's okay. So that's gone through. Then you can do save because we're not going to do it. Right. So now you can see your list of categories. Can you see them? Wow. Okay. You see the categories that you made. Okay, you see them, right? You got it. Right. So that's how we create a category. Okay? That's how we create a category. Then let's go back to our slides. Not where I'm trying to go. Okay. So already we finished category under banking or bank accounts. Now remember what I told you guys online? I said when you see MasterCard, don't be intimidated. So that's a big word for banking information, right? So that we can create a bank account. So we're talking about the information to create a customer, information to create a supplier. That's what we mean by a master file. Okay. So here, how do we create a bank account? We simply go to click on banking. Can you see how everything pertaining to banking, we just go to banking, right? So click on banking within your demo company. Go to banking, and then we go to lists. And then at lists, we go to list of bank and credit cards. Are you ready there? Right. Now, can you see that you're on this screen now? You can see that, right? Now, all you need to do is to click on add a bank or credit card. Right. So now can you see, so I need to get to where you guys are. You guys are now here, right? Okay. And before we go far, if you want, now when you're in the slides, can you see? Oh, what's going on? Okay. If you hover over this stuff, here you can see is enter the name of the bank account, enter the bank account name in this field. Now, if you click on the drop down there for category, what do you see? You can see different categories. And if you want to look for your petty cash, 00, or for your check account 00 that you created, it's also there, right? So now you can add whatever bank account that you're about to set up to that category. All right? If we had created a credit card category, we could have added it. If we were adding a credit card, we could have added it to that credit card category, right? 100%. Okay. Then obviously you just put in bank name, the bank account number. Okay. Now, and I think this will be the last thing we do before give you a break. Again, going back to the manual. Okay, we finished the first activity. It's the last thing I want us to do, and then I'll give you guys a break. Can you see here? And we don't even have to add both bank accounts. You can just pick one. You can choose whichever one. Just add a bank account. In fact, with this bank account, because this is probably already created on this demo company, you can add whatever name you want to. You can adjust the information. Doesn't matter, don't worry, this is not from ops or anything. Go out with it. Okay? All right. Just all I need you to do is to just add a bank account. Okay? And then add it to one of the categories that you created, or any of the categories that you find. Make it a credit card, an investment account. I doubt there's an investment category. But now you can start to see, now I think you're beginning to appreciate the whole category thing. Because we could create a savings category, investment category, etc, etc. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. They do have a branch code. Oh, and the second one, the first one. I think either one is fine. So I think it's showing us that we can do this without a branch.
So do we
I think
use
you
the
do need
branch
a.
code for the first one?
Sorry?
Do you use the first, like the branch code for this as
Sorry. I think one of the reasons why you were able to do that is because petty cash is not necessarily an account. It makes sense, like in a bank. Petty cash, remember petty cash is that money that we keep at the store. It could be in a box. Does it make sense? So if we are to add a bank account, we are going to need an actual bank account. Makes sense? But either one we just run through. All right, so are we done with the creating an account? Yeah, you can just click save. And if we wanted to create another one, we had other accounts, we would click save and new. Okay, so that you don't have to do the whole process again in order to create another account. Okay. You're going to start to see how repetitive and predictable these things are. Oh, you're not done. And I think once you just get the feel for it, you'll begin to see, the thing about it is you don't cram the navigation, you just understand, okay, this is where I should find that, this is where I should find that, and then you're good to go. Are we done? Now you can leave it blank. Okay. Opening balance is also just assuming like you have been transacting or there's money in the account, then you can throw in an opening balance, but it's okay if you leave it blank. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna leave it there for now. But now, okay, I'll talk to that when we get back from the break. Okay. All right. So let's have our 10 minutes.